The life is what most people would call prostitution. Nobody really gets into it on their own. There's always somebody who is going to teach you to get into it or try to give you good reasons as to why you should get into it.
We have young girls who've been abused, they've been abandoned, and they're being forced and manipulated by gangs, by predators, into a life of sexual exploitation where they really don't have a future. They're being used as commodities.
CSEC is commercial sexual exploitation of children. All too frequently our victims might be 13, 14-year-old little girls in the community.
We have an adult, usually an adult male. They're using that child as a piece of property to be sold and bought for sexual purposes. That covers street prostitution, online-based prostitution, pornography, stripping, escort services, phone sex, survival sex. Some of the girls might be out on their own.
These crimes are being committed everywhere, on the internet, on the school grounds, wherever there's an opportunity, there's someone there to take advantage of our children.
Pimps in particular look for vulnerable youth. We know that most of the youth who have experienced commercial sexual exploitation have experienced significant sexual abuse long before they ever met their first pimp.
When I talk to the girls about what they wish people would know, what they wish is that people would understand that they are victims, that there is not one path to this.
The majority of society does see them as prostitutes, sees them as kids that are throwaway kids. A lot of it has to do with them not having the right parental controls and supports in their lives.
The pimp mainly goes after young girls who he could teach everything that they need to know. He knows that those girls need their parents, but he wants to catch them before their parents have that talk about sex.
Some of the main ways these youth are recruited by pimps is manipulation tactics. It's a lot about selling a dream when they go to work for a pimp, thinking that they're going to be making fast, easy money.
These men are developing a relationship with them as like a boyfriend or as a father figure in their life. So the girls really feel like, this person loves me, I love this person, we're in this together.
But then it gets into the point where they say, well, look, you owe me. You need to do this. If you loved me, you would do this. They've built such a dependent bond that it's very difficult for the girls to feel like they even have the option to say no.
And then we see a lot of coercion, so a lot of manipulation, a lot of threats. If you don't do this for me, I'll tell so-and-so. I'll go after your little sister.
And the young girls are so intimidated by their pimp that they're hard-pressed to report to law enforcement what's going on because of fear of not just their lives, but of their parents, their grandparents, and their siblings.
You could have somebody just from a broken home who's looking for attention out there. You can have somebody who's looking to put a roof over their head and feed themselves, and they find themselves in this terrible situation.
If the girls don't receive the services and the help that they need, they're on a long road to being continually victimized until adulthood.
All the money that comes from them selling their bodies for sex on the streets, which is estimated to be maybe as much as $1,000 a night, the gang member gets and has full control over the young girls.
When they leave that life, the only thing they walk away with is betrayal, a sense of I wasn't worthy of true love, I'm not worth self-respect, and other people don't respect me. I mean, she walks away traumatized. No girl deserves this.
We definitely need stronger and harsher penalties for the pimps and as well as the johns. The girls are the ones who are being penalized and prosecuted, while the pimp and the john only really get a slap on the wrist.
Educating people on what this issue looks like and the realities of it, of the extreme abuse that these girls suffered, will hopefully help people shift their perception from criminal to victim.
I think here is for law enforcement to realize that these young kids are the victims here. And to the extent that we get them the services they need and remove them from this cycle, then we're successful.
It's been a challenge for law enforcement because traditionally the prostitute was considered part of the criminal enterprise. We now understand that she is a victim, and San Diego Youth Services nourishes the self-esteem of that victim and makes her able to reclaim herself and fight back.
I still wasn't ready to get out of the life, but San Diego Youth Services has supported me with talking with my counselor and stuff like that. I gradually became ready, and I feel like I wasn't forced to do anything that I didn't want to do.
Well, here at San Diego Youth Services, we offer a continuum of care. A youth can come into one of our shelters or group homes. Then they could seek services through our STARS program that provides specialized group process therapy for girls who have experienced commercial sexual exploitation. They could also receive individual and family therapy through the Counseling Co. And through all these services, be it shelter, a group home, therapy, they are receiving unconditional support.
If you can approach them in a non-judgmental, empathetic way, they want someone to talk to. They want help.
We have to prove and show ourselves that we're going to be there for them, that we really do care about them, and that we want to help them break free from the life.
Once we know where they're at, once we've developed that rapport with them and they feel safe to share with us that information, we can usually move forward from there through that healing process.
We've been a leading force in this issue, and we really need the support to be able to increase the services that we're providing for these girls as they heal.
We need the money to do it. By bringing everybody together to do the job the way we want to do it and to eradicate gang pimping activities in the San Diego region, that's the goal.
In this down economic time, your dollars are even more important. So I urge you, for our kids, to support programs like San Diego Youth Services. We need it, and we need it now.
Empowering youth, strengthening families, creating healthy alternatives, recognizing and valuing diversity, establishing collaborative partnerships. San Diego Youth Services, building futures for at-risk youth.